So I'm going to go through a presentation here of NetSuite. So part of the conversations that Aaron, Matt, and Steve were talking about were tools, and NetSuite is one such tool to basically going to manage your remote sales team. So I've already logged into NetSuite. With NetSuite, you can use any browser, just need to have access to that intranet of netsuite.com, and you can log in with your username and password. I'm going to go through the presentation here in the beginning as a sales manager, and in time permitting, I'll switch my role over into a sales rep and see what kind of the different information and tasks that you would see with kind of the two different roles that you would have. But as a sales manager, I want to be able to see all information right here on my dashboard as soon as I log in, what is going to be the most important stuff that I need to see. As you can see over here on the far left, I have a series of reminders. So I have sales orders that I need to approve. There's some others pending fulfillment. There's a bunch of opportunities that we need to close. Please provide links to those actual tasks so that I can quickly approve all my sales orders without having to hold those up. On the kind of middle page here, we see some tiles. These are quick or shortcuts to, let's say, open quotes. So it's just going to pull up another a quick report, so something I can see looking at all my different quotes that I have out here. I've got several that should have already closed by now. And go back to my dashboard again, and then look at some of the other information that's really important. Steve talked about kind of managing and looking at data such as like new leads as they come through. What are our sales for this current month versus last month? Looking at quota information, forecast, other opportunities, what's been won, what's been lost. So being able to look at your KPIs without having to run a report or go through a menu to access that information, all of it right here on the dashboard. If you want to look at your top salespeople, you can kind of quickly be able to see a graph of these and see what the amounts are for the given period. And if you want to look at it in a nice little circle, be able to kind of change this and look at that as well. So again, having that information is really key. Looking at your pipeline, seeing what the funnel is what as far as the amounts do you have in this particular quarter that we're working at. Looking at your monthly sales trends, seeing how things are kind of going up and down and everything. There's also some additional information that you can see based off customers. So it's like a customer scorecard, being able to see information as in real time as things are transactions are posted or entered. Looking at it today, this week, this month, last month, and looking at a quarterly basis. Looking at your sales, we're not doing too well today. Okay. At any point, you see a little pop-up trend graph of that particular data element for our sales. Yeah, it's not looking good every single day, but at least we've got some sales going on. But being able to get to that information quickly is what's really important. Looking at some of your sales orders, like right now. So I've got one here that's pending billing. Well, we need to get that billed, right? So I can quickly create a task directly from my dashboard. I can tell somebody in the accounting department to go out and let's see, bill the customer. Okay, assign that to the employee in accounting. When we want this due. Okay, I can't type, sorry. All right, and so now what's going to happen is an email is going to be sent to the employee, and it's going to show up as also in their reminders too, to make sure that they go and build this the sales order for this. So directly from the dashboard, I'm able to create these tasks, create additional opportunities, and everything from here. So pretty cool. All right, and then another cute little Kpi meter here, looking at our open opportunities that we have, and you can look at other data elements that just by kind of changing what we've got here. So that's just some information that you can add onto your dashboard. All users can have either the same dashboard, or you get to personalize this and add the information that you want to see and what's very important for you. Okay. So I've got a couple of tabs of some reports and stuff already open, and so I just want to kind of quickly go through these. First one here is just kind of an example of a forecasting report, looking at it by all the salespeople, how they roll up to their sales manager. You can see the one that I am here is Tracy, and here's all the different sales reps that roll up and report to Tracy. One of the things that Steve mentioned is that he gets the report on a weekly basis. So maybe if this is the report that looking at your forecast, if you want to schedule this yourself, you go and say, okay, every Tuesday afternoon, I want this report. Maybe I don't want it Tuesday, I want it Monday morning, and then change the time. Okay. So you'll be able to schedule those reports, and then once it's scheduled, you don't have to do anything else but open your email every Monday morning. Okay. So it's just kind of an example of the forecast report. Now, there are a lot of other reports that we have out here, just a lot of standard reports to be able to get that information. So this is looking at it by sales rep. Maybe you want to look at your pipeline by customer. Got this one here as well. So it's just looking at what we do have out in our pipeline for any of the opportunities that we have actually sent out there. From here, if you wanted to drill down, you could get to the actual detail and see the different transactions. You could go drill down into the customer record as well. Another thing that we can do is set up quotas for all your sales reps for each period. So you can see here, the January through August for this particular sales rep, this is the amount that they're of their quotas. So being able to establish quotas, manage their forecast opportunities, being able to get that information in here. One of the other things that that you can do is we can set up different sales territories, lead routing. Okay, have this open. Sorry, but one request we had from one of recently from one of our clients is that they wanted to be able to, rather than set up their sales territory by state or by location, they wanted to do it based upon the industry of the customer. So an example here, I've created one for the hospitality, in that as far as my role, it's going to be applied based off the industry. So as new leads are brought in through the system, it can automatically be routed to the right salesperson based upon the roles that you have established here. So rather than doing it by a state or a location, we're doing it based upon another field. That's our industry. We can also set up team selling if that's how you do that, and put in the different percentages that each one of these sales reps would be responsible for, or what percent of commission they would be able to receive. Looking at a customer list, well, pretty exciting stuff here. But in our customer list, this little green guy over here on the far left gives us the ability here, if I wanted to, for this customer, I can create a new opportunity, I can add new contacts, I can even create a new task, just like I did earlier for that one order. So if you could go in and put in a task, hey, we need to follow up, we need to call Aaron and get him to buy some more from us. We also have a customer dashboard. So from the customer dashboard, we have KPIs, there's customer information, there's reports, links to different, for a lot of different reports, but they're specific to this particular customer. You can create some additional activities. So activities, every time you make a phone call, every time that you send an email, any task that you have for that particular customer, track those activities. And that's something that we have one of our clients that they manage their sales rep based upon one of their KPIs is the number of activities. Basically, the more activities you have on your leads, your prospects, customers, more likely to close the business. So that was like one of their required KPIs as we were going through the project. You can also set up and use support cases to manage any issues to resolution within the organization. So one of our clients, the way that they use the case, every time a customer calls and they have an issue with a shipment of their product, you know, they create that case and then they manage that, whether they're going to, you know, issue, you know, a refund either, or send additional product, send a gift card, but then they just manage it to when they do have that resolution. And it gives the visibility on, you know, any of the items that they may have issues with. If there was, you know, some scratch and dents, or, you know, just something happened with shipping. So just being able to track, you know, any of those issues you have with customers. We can create the transactions directly from here. So if you want to go ahead and create a quote, you'd be able to do that. And then kind of have the visibility into all the different transactions that you have, the quotes, the opportunities. You get back to seeing the history of that. And then some of the top sales as far as what has been issued. You can see here we've just got a couple of activities for Aaron. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my gears here. I'm going to turn into a salesperson. So I know that's kind of making Aaron nervous, right? Okay. So this is
very nervous.
Dashboard. Thanks. Okay, so switching over to a sales role, you have different information that as a salesperson, what you may want to have on your dashboard, what's important to you, right? So different reminders, oh, I've got a couple of new leads out here. I've got 13 opportunities to close. Well, maybe I want to take a look at those opportunities and see if there's anything that I can do with those as far as getting those to close. So being able to manage all of these, there's different opportunity status. Well, maybe there's this one here with Oasis that I've been talking with them. We're in discussion. Maybe we need to move this up to a different stage and start getting that proposal ready for them. So now we're going to be able to see our opportunities, and the values of those opportunities will now be reflected in different statuses on our reports and everything that we have. But again, being able to manage all your open opportunities that you have to get them to the proposal, to get them to the quote status, and then eventually get it where we have a sales order. Okay, so again, reminders, just shortcuts there for us. Some of the other things, nice graphs here. You can see this is my pipeline. Refresh this here after making a change. It should be a little bit different. Notice now my proposal value is a little bit larger after I made the change just a minute ago on that one proposal or that one opportunity. Kpi meters, I like looking at my sales every single month and seeing how they how that continues to grow. Not having to run a report, just being able to quickly get through there. And then one of the things that a lot of our clients really love is being able to add a new lead quickly without having to go and put in a lot of information all at one time. So let's see. And just fill in some information. I think I left off a number. Let's say this is just some of the key information that I want to make sure I manage and track. This came from a trade show, and then I can just save that. So I quickly added the lead. Now when I look back up here at my reminders, and then if I refresh, we're going to see now I've got 3 new leads. So from here, I should be able to see the one that I just added. And then from my list, I can go in and I can edit and start putting in the rest of the information, you know, at a later time. You know how salespeople like to put in a lot of information, right? Okay. Okay.
Probably not.
And yes, there we go.
Just the facts.
Yep. Let's see. Paper. Okay. So I'm just putting in the contact's name. I have a lot of data, a lot of information to be able to put in, and things we might want to track on our leads or prospects and customers. If there's going to be a territory for this one, unless we're going to have it routed automatically. Then when we come down here toward the bottom, we'll see that we have our communication. This is where we'll be able to track and send emails directly out of the application. Emails, being able to have that visibility of all the communication that you do have with your leads, prospects, and your customers. All the different activities would be logged here, being able to capture all of those. Any files, documents, maybe some contracts, NDA agreements, things like that you may want to attach there. Any other kind of notes that you may have. There's a lot of different information fields that are available, kind of budget, things that you want to be able to track and kind of manage to your leads or prospects or customers. So depending on what kind of there's like different statuses that you do have for leads, whether it's qualified or unqualified. Once we create an opportunity for your lead, then they will at that point become a prospect. And then from that prospect, being able to manage that opportunity on the different stages that you identify. Okay. All right, let me go back to my, so now you can see that with this particular, we've got the individual. Now, what we can do at this point, we can convert this to have this automatically create an opportunity for us. So the conversion process for a lead to a prospect. We come down here. How do we want to assign the sales rep? Either assign somebody or use our territories based on whatever was selected there. And then as far as being able to create the contact, it will do that. Sorry, clicking too much. And then we can create the opportunity. And we're going to sell a lot. When do we expect that to close? The next couple of days. What's our status? We create a task as well. We'll follow up. And we want to do that tomorrow. Okay. And then we would submit this. So now we've got our lead is now a prospect. An opportunity is automatically created, as well as a new task for myself. Okay. Come down here. Look at the name of our sales. Now, from the customer record or the prospect record, we're able to look at the opportunities and then kind of manage it through the process. An alert can actually be sent out to your sales manager and be able to see that this new opportunity that has been created. All the reports are now going to be reflective of this new opportunity. So we need the pipeline reports that we do have, be able to manage that and see that. So from the opportunity, just as a typical process flow, the next thing to do is that we can turn this actually into an actual quote, and then start adding the product or services that we need to. Okay. And then after that, to a sales order, to then get to the part where we're doing an invoice.